the test was designed first by getting information from educators about what their thinking was around an ideal assessment system. And overwhelmingly, the different stakeholders who participated in that told us they wanted a system, not just a single assessment, but a system that was coherent, meaning it would start on the standards and it would always be about the Arkansas standards. And so one system where they could go and get the information they need on students, but also fit to purpose, so right-sized. So we had a lot of talks about balanced assessment systems and how we spend a lot of time on a summative assessment that doesn't give us student level information that necessarily should guide our next steps in instruction. So can we have other assessments earlier on in the year that help us know this is where we need to really work with this particular student? So it's a full system from a classroom assessment to interim assessment and a summative assessment. We have talked for years about having actionable data, meaning somehow those scores tell us what to do next. That's been, in my opinion, an unfulfilled promise. With what we're doing with the K-3 screeners and diagnostic testlets, we're actually fulfilling that promise because teachers will get very specific information in areas where the students' needs are. And because it's part of a learning progression, they'll know what the next steps are in learning. It's spelled out for them. On top of that, parents will get that kind of information. So parents will get information that helps them to understand, what do I do next? Where is my child really struggling? So the assessment can either be a detractor or it can be an assist, right? Assessment, our system is called ATLAS, the Arkansas Teaching, Learning, and Assessment System. And it's called that because assessment is really just part of the bigger system of learning. And by having an assessment that's built so that it informs instruction and learning, you're now getting back to the true purpose of why we even do assessment and measurement. And our assessments, all of the pieces of the assessment are being designed intentionally for purpose, which if it's being designed intentionally for purpose, it's aligned to Arkansas standards, teachers and parents will be in a better place to support their students as they progress through the years in demonstrating increased grade level knowledge and understanding. And I think that's a really important piece, is it creates a transparency that is sometimes difficult when you have an assessment that's tied to an external criteria that isn't directly translatable to the classroom. So this, I think, is going to really help teachers and parents translate directly to what does it mean for my child. And hopefully we will be able to help folks understand how much time you're spending. You know, that summative assessment should be a checkpoint at the end of the year that gives us big system data. I really should be working in my screener and testlets, my classroom assessments. I give the interim to kind of see and gauge, have I been, you know, from what I already know, are my kids on track? And if they're not, what am I going to do with the time I have between now and the end of the year? And then at the end of the year, you're basically saying, okay, where did you get to? And teachers will be able to reflect back and look at whole class, like were there standards that my instruction really didn't align with? Were there areas of the curriculum that I should have maybe spent more time emphasizing? Are there foundational pieces? The results that parents and teachers are going to get will support that kind of reflection and analysis so that you can actually go forward and use it to make a difference. The last thing you want to do is just to assess for the sake of assessing. If it doesn't make a difference in the classroom with students, it's not going to change the outcomes of our system. It really needs to change what happens between teacher and student, what the student experiences for learning, in order for us to see those outcomes improve over time. And that's what we're hoping, is that this new system brings the resources, takes away the guesswork, takes away the extra time, and gives you a place where you can really focus on what am I learning about this learner and what do I do next because of that.